Well, the California Rodeo Salinas is back in town now. You probably know that. One of the biggest fans was longtime Salinas resident and former mayor here, Joe Gunter. Last summer, the community said goodbye to Gunter after he suddenly passed away at the age of 73. And now with the return of the rodeo, Gunter's daughter, she's remembering him. KION's Erica Brattin sat down with her today to hear how she's honoring her father at this year's event.
For so many here on the Central Coast, the California Rodeo Salinas is a tradition, one that former Joe Mayor Gunter enjoyed for many years. This year, Gunter's daughter Taryn found a way to keep his memory alive while sharing one of her dad's favorite events with someone in the community.
I thought it was time for there to be a tribute to him, even if it was something as simple as giving away rodeo tickets.
And that's exactly what Taryn Eisman Gunter did. She took to Facebook, sharing in a post that she was able to take over Gunter's sponsorship at the rodeo and rename it in loving memory of Mayor Joe Gunter. But she didn't stop there. Taryn decided to give away 4 sponsor tent tickets to Thursday's rodeo to celebrate her dad, asking for those who knew him to share their stories and photos.
I love hearing the stories and all the good things people have to say about him. There was a few people that I knew and then a lot of people I didn't. Some former people he worked with that moved away and some people that he just met on the street.
From there, Taryn selected one of those stories as the winner, someone from Salinas who didn't personally know former Mayor Gunter or his family. In fact, winner Lupe Ramirez said she wasn't even there when her family met Gunter. At the time, she was in labor and asked her family to take care of her dog.
They had taken her to the dog park and we didn't realize that it was the grand opening of the dog park and the mayor was there. And they had asked everybody to gather for a picture. And when I had seen the picture, me and my spouse at the time, we kind of looked at each other and we laughed because it was a funny moment.
Funny because they realized the man in the picture wasn't any ordinary Joe. It was Joe Gunter, the mayor of Salinas, and that picture made it into a newspaper. For the Ramirez family, they're happy they did get to meet the man who also loved and treasured attending the rodeo.
It's a family event that we always go together.
Gunter's daughter mentioned there were about 30 stories shared in the Facebook comments of her post. She hopes more people will join in next year. If you plan to come out here to the rodeo this weekend, you'll find another little tribute inside the cantina where there's a banner with the initials JG on it, honoring former Mayor Joe Gunter. Reporting from Salinas, Erica Brattin, KION News Channel 5 46.